Hey guys, it's Dr. Pete here. Today I want to talk about school leadership and the guiding principles that underpin the work you do in building a flourishing school. Look, schools are the most complex organizations for their size that we have. There's system complexity, there's people complexity. It's a big task for school leadership. There's so much to consider. But one of the things we like to do in the Leading Flourishing Schools program is draw back to those guiding principles that everything else comes from, those assumptions that we make as leaders that help us navigate all that complexity. What you can see on the screen now are the three guiding principles that shape the work we do in leading flourishing schools. The first one is about learning, and that school shapes our ability to learn as adults. The second is about improvement and the principle of capacity before capability. And the third is about leadership itself, where influence is narrow and systems are wide. So let's get into each of these three now. You know, one of the interesting challenges for most of us in life is dealing with the journey of life itself and the complexities of life. Life is complicated. Very few of us live it in a straight line. Most people are like me and things don't quite work out the way we want them to. We're always learning through life as well as we cope with all these challenges that we go through, and we're in the learning pit. We have to persevere. And this is one of the most important aspects of school. Our early school years ultimately give us the templates that help us learn as adults or hinder our learning as adults. And so for school leaders, the most important thing beyond A to E, beyond your marks and grades, is how well those students are able to learn, unlearn, and relearn, because they will carry that into their adult lives. So I just want to share a quick soundbite about the difference between a low capacity school culture and a high capacity school culture. Let's get into it. You can see here some cups. There's me, and there's competing priorities, peer pressure, poor communication, and of course teaching and learning. And this describes what we would see as a low capacity school culture. How it works is simply this. I start the day with whatever available energy I have. Some have more, some have less. And then what happens, as soon as I get to school, I'm burning energy on competing priorities. I'm burning energy on working relationships, peer support, and poor communication. I'm not sure about a whole bunch of stuff. And as the saying goes, you cannot pour from an empty cup, so I don't really have a lot of energy left to focus on quality teaching and learning. Low capacity school culture. We can contrast that by taking a look at what we would see as a high capacity school culture. And what they do, instead of having competing priorities, they have really clear priorities. Instead of having peer pressure, they put enormous effort into peer support. And of course, instead of poor communication, they have comprehensive communication. And so the cycle in a high capacity school culture, again, I start the day with whatever available energy I have. Then, of course, I arrive at school and I'm not burning any energy on clear priorities. I know that. I'm not burning any energy on peer support. And communication is comprehensive. I'm not taking up any energy trying to work that stuff out. And that leaves 100% of my available energy, all the energy in my cup, to pour entirely into quality teaching and learning. And that is what we would call a high capacity school culture. The strategy you're using to lead your school leadership. And I want to introduce you two ideas here. The light bulb, which we talk about having a support systems focus, and the torchlight, which we talk about in terms of relying on influencing. Now, if we think about the torchlight, that represents a strategy in the school where you're primarily trying to build everybody's influence and capability. And that's a good idea because people in your focus, well, they get to benefit from your character, your knowledge, and your insight. But a bit like the torchlight here, if we shine it right now, what we can see here is it's only lighting up a certain area. It's not lighting up around it. And that's the limitation of torchlight leadership. Let me grab a little storyboard. What we're trying to simply convey here is it's a good idea to rely on influence in terms of helping people in your focus, but it's not going to guarantee you're able to support and build right across the school. Only where you're focused. Contrasting this, of course, is our idea of a light bulb, and that's when school leaders spend a lot of time building high quality support systems. And just like a light bulb that illuminates everything around, when you've got a great support system in your school, just like my storyboard here, this time everybody benefits all the time.